Hi, today we're going to do 1.5 AP Precalc, rational functions and zero. So remember last lesson we are exposed what rational functions are. Rational functions are like polynomial over polynomial, right? Like a fraction. Today's lesson is going to focus on how to find the zeros and how to do the inequality problem, the greater or equal to stuff on rational function. All right, so before we do that, let's just talk about some basic math, shall we? Everybody, if I say 0 divided by 1, when I divide 0 by any number versus 1 divided by 0, these two have very different answer. I need to know that. All right, what is 0 divided by 1? 0. Okay, so when you numerator, the top is 0, answer becomes 0. Whereas when you divide it by 0, hopefully you know this, thou shalt not divide by 0. Yeah, math commandment. What is this? This is undefined. You cannot divide it by 0. So we're going to use that. How are we going to use that? When we have a rational function soon, you can find the 0 by setting your numerator equal to 0. If the top is 0, that's going to give you the 0 values. I know it's confusing because, like, are you talking about equal to like 0, number 0, or like the definition of 0? Those are like same words, right? I can also say x-intercept. So I can find x-intercept when I set numerator equal to 0. How do I find undefined? Undefined means it does not exist. So you're going to set your bottom, the denominator, equal to 0. Sorry, it keeps flipping. I don't know how to fix it. So these are the steps that we're going to follow when we're solving inequality. So without further ado, if you look at the example, it makes more sense. Solve x minus 2 over x plus 6, x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 0. All right, step number 1. Make sure this is equal to 0 on the other side. It is. Good. Number 2, make sure it is a fraction over fraction, just a one single fraction. Yes, it is. Step number 3, set your numerator equal to 0 and denominator equal to 0 and find the values included on the sign chart. Okay, so and then it says make sure to factor. It is already factored. Yay. So let's set my numerator. X minus 2 is equal to 0. And then I'm also going to set my denominator equal to 0. This is the easiest example since everything's already done for you. It's already 0. It's already factor. Easy peasy. So for the top, the numerator, I get x is equal to 2. For denominator, I get x is equal to negative 6 and x is equal to 3. I just subtract 6. I just added 3 there. Okay? And it says to include on the sign chart. Got it. Remember this big thing we did with the inequality? Yes. All right, you're going to put those in order. So which one's smaller? Negative 6. Next is going to be 2. Next one is going to be 3. Remember, you're spacing it out and then break it down into different parts. Now, be careful to mark the values where the denominator is equal to 0. My denominator equal to 0s were 3 and negative 6. So that we never include those values in our solution. So remember that those are the ones that's going to make my denominator equal to 0. So I'm going to put open circle there, open circle there. All right, one more time. Why are we doing it? Because if I put 3 in here, folks, my denominator becomes 0. That's like no. So your answer, your solution cannot be those two. Okay? What about 2? What do you think about 2? 2 is going to be my 0, right? Because that's what made my numerator equal to 0. Well, you have to think about it. Let's think about it. If I want my inequality to be strictly greater than equal to 0, do I want open circle or close circle at my zeros? Do I want to include 2? Yes, I do, because I want my equal to 0 as well. So I'm going to put the close circle at 2 like this. Okay. All right, test the values. Oh, this is our favorite. X is equal to negative 7. Let's plug it in. It's going to be negative 7 minus 2, negative 7 plus 6 times negative 7 minus 3. Remember, we are looking for the sign. So numerator is negative. Denominator is negative times negative. Negative, you get negatives. So that's what we are doing. Test the value. X is equal to 0. 0 minus 2 is negative. 0 plus 6 is positive. 0 minus 3 is negative. That's going to be positive. 2.5. This was tricky, wasn't it? Because you have to pick between 2 and 3. 2.5 minus 2 is positive. 2.5 plus 6 positive, 2.5 minus 3 is negative. I get negative. X is equal to 5. 5 minus 2 positive, 5 plus 6 positive, 5 minus positive, positive, positive. There you go. All right, interpret the sign chart to answer the given inequality. All right, once again, we go back here. We want greater than equal to 0. So I want the positives there and there. So let's write that in interval notation. My final answer, parentheses, negative 6 comma 2 bracket union parentheses 3 to positive infinity. Okay, so it's kind of like a polynomial we've done before. However, you really need to be careful with what makes my denominator equal to 0 becomes an open circle, and the zeros, you have to look at the problem and determine. Okay, let's do one more. Look at the number 2. What is the wrong? What is problem? What is wrong with this? Well, first of all, is it 0 on the one side? Yes. Second of all, are they factored? No. So guess what you have to do? You have to factor. Yay. All right, top. That's a difference of 2 squared. That's a x squared minus 2 squared. So it's going to be x plus 2, x minus 2 on the numerator. What about denominator? That's a trinomial, 3 terms. So you have to do the ACB chart quickly. A times C is 25. B is negative 10. Two numbers are negative 5 and negative 5. Remember doing this? A is 1. So it's going to be just x minus 5, x minus 5. Once again, you don't know how to do this factoring, you gotta email me, ask for the some extra practice. Okay, so now this looks like example 1. It's finally factored. Yay. So you go through the same step. Now you set your numerator equal to 0. So x plus 2 equal to 0, x minus 2 equal to 0. I get x is equal to negative 2 and 2. Set my denominator equal to 0, x is equal to 5. I don't have to do it 2 times. All right, number time, sign chart, excuse me. What is this called? Sign chart. Put them in order. Negative 2, 5, and 2. All right. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, I recommend stopping the video and then see which one's going to have open circle, which one is going to have a closed circle. Or you can do it with me. 5 is the one that makes my denominator equal to 0. My bottom is 0. Oh, no, 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 no. I cannot have that as my solution. So open circle on what makes bottom equal to 0. What about numerator? The top, those are my zeros. Well, it depends on the question. Please look at your question. I want less than 0. So do I want to include zeros or no? Oh, no, thank you. So in this case, my 0 is going to be open circle as well. Remember how on this one you close it up? Because my problem says greater than equal to. This one, you leave those top open because it's strictly less than. Okay? And then you're going to plug it in. Be careful here when you plug it in, folks. You're going to plug it into your factor form, not this. That's not going to help you with the sign. Go over here and plug it in, negative 3. So it's going to be negative 3 minus plus 2 is negative. Negative 3 minus 2 is negative. Negative, 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 negative is positive. Okay? I'm going to save a little time. It's going to be negative next. And then positive next and positive next. Now where are we shading? We want go back to question, less than, so negatives. How would I write that in interval notation when it's just shaded between these two? It'll be parentheses, negative 2 comma 5. You don't have to worry about that too. Isn't that nice? Okay. I don't want to do these. Let me see. Is there any weird question on the next? Feel free to do those 4 and then check with the thing. These 4 are great practice questions. Okay, I'm not doing it. Quickly, number 7. Use the graph to solve the following inequality. Oh, this is easy. F of x is less than equal to 0. So I want my y value less than equal to 0. Below the x-axis. So here and here, right? So it's going to be like here. So negative 3 to negative 1. Union. And here, 2 to 3. Boop, boop. Right? And then why did I not include negative 1 and 2? Because, oh, sorry, I should. Oops. I should. Because I want to include my 0, so that's going to be bracket here. greater than 0 above the x-axis. So it's going to be negative infinity till, oop, there's nothing at negative 3. You're going to stop it. And then after negative 3, it goes below. I don't want below. I want it above the x-axis. So it's going to be negative 1, 2, 2. Union. It goes down, so I don't want that. I want above it, which starts at 3 to positive infinity. Sorry, I probably couldn't see it with my finger there. F of x is greater than or equal to 1. So instead of greater above or below x-axis, it's going to be above y is equal to 1. So anything above this line, it's going to be negative infinity to negative 3, union 3 to positive infinity. Be careful here. Why did I have no bracket? Because nothing is at 1. So I don't have to worry about including anything at 1 because everything is above 1 on here and here. Okay?